Hi everyone, this is Sapa in northern Vietnam. This is the view from my hotel room. So I'm right above the centre of town here. It's about 6 hours from Hanoi. I caught the overnight bus and it cost me $12. It was a sleeper bus. But we're situated here quite high. There's some big mountains over there. I think the elevation's probably of Sapa town's for about 1,500 or 1,800 metres. Not 100% sure. And you can sort of famous for rice terraces and trekking down into the valley down there. So yeah, let me show you around. Probably show you a bit of the little market area, and I'll show you a bit of the trek itself.
Hello, ba Apple.
No thanks, maybe later.
Này nó gọi là xương gà.
Thanks.
Ở Bình Lư mới có, các nơi có trồng được cái này đâu. Mỗi trong Bình Lư mới có thôi. Ba ơi, thôi thì rẻ hơn đi. Đấy một nói hai. Để đấy tôi xin. Bây giờ sắp hẳn là bây giờ mình chỉ có đi làm không làm nữa. Cái này chắc cho là 4 cân đi.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I just wanted to show you this view of the valley in Sapa. So I'm on top of a roof of a cafe on the side of the hill. As you can see, the clouds are rising. They've been rising for the last, I don't know, probably a couple of hours from the bottom of the valley. When I first got to the cafe, they were well and truly below this tree level, and they've been rising fairly quickly, especially the last 10-15 minutes. And you see the mountains in the background, and there's Sapa town over there. This is the way down to Cat Cat, just outside Sapa, about 1k from town. You have to pay 50,000 dong to get into the area. I think it covers the whole valley, which I'm going to walk down in a sec. But 50,000 dong is about $2, or just over $2. Here I am. I've just walked down about 5 minutes, so just a nice little view here, just of the rice terraces. Little village up there. And I'll be heading down this way. A few tourist shops. Okay, that's part of Cat Cat village here as well. So I'm not going to the waterfall. I've already been here before. Near some traditional houses, and I'm going to head down this lane, down the valley, just past these little pigs. I'll show you little pigs. They don't run away. There's a lot of pigs everywhere around here, and a lot of mud, and a motorbike. Just wanted to show you this bridge over this little stream, but as you walk on the bridge, it bounces up and down. I don't know if you can see that. It feels quite funny. Here's the stream. Rice paddies all around. Old house. Okay, let's show you a bit more of the scenery as I'm walking along. Little terraces. We have some horses down there, if you can see them. It's a nice part of the walk, just through the forest here, around that bend. You've got the river down the bottom there. And I've just come from this way. Yep, so I've come to the river crossing. There's a nice bridge here. Yep, pretty awesome. So I'll cross that in a sec. There's the river on the other side. You've got a village just up there, some rice fields. But I could have sworn, I was here about 9 or 10 years ago, I could have sworn last time we had to walk across the river, so I presume this bridge is quite new, although it doesn't look like it in some parts. The other thing I was a bit dreading today, walking across the river, because my shoes are pretty stuffed. I'll show you. Yep, so yeah, I was dreading getting wet, so I was going to buy shoes in Vietnam about 7 weeks ago, but they don't have my size, unfortunately, so I've had to make do. So anyway, I'll get there. Just thought I'd show you a few houses. I think this town's called Ilio. It's very small, and you've got houses, you know, all around the area, no built up area. There's another house there. I guess that's pretty typical up there. That's a school, the yellow building. If you haven't seen many schools in Asia, that's very similar to most schools. Pretty much they're all painted yellow. And yeah, nice area. I think the mist is rolling in a bit, so might not be able to film much more, but there's the path with the dog on it. It's in front of another house. There's the river. And yeah, just beautiful scenery around here. So, alright, I'll keep going. I made it to this small village. I just got a little bit lost, but helped out by a couple of girls, thank God. Another girl's just come up to me trying to sell stuff. So here's the village here. The traditional houses, some rice paddies. Yeah, quite nice. So I think I've got about 2 hours left, so I better get a move on. So I've just come over the top of the hill from the other village I was just in. And yeah, quite spectacular scenery with all the rice terraces going down the hillside. And I'm headed this way, and I can see the other tourists down there. So finally I know where I'm going, so I'll head down that way and then I guess along the road or something. Okay, back in a bit of civilization, if you want to call it that, just for a little bit. This town's called Lao Chai. It's just across the river, and there's a road going back to Sapa down there. I'm not sure if you can see it to the left, behind that building. But I've got 1 more hour to walk, so I'll just quickly show you this scene. See at the shop with all the ladies dressed in their traditional gear. Yep, you got the mechanic, the motorbike mechanic shop. Looks like bamboo. I don't know, maybe sugar cane or something. Okay, 1 more hour this way. Okay, I'm pretty much at the end. I'm in a place called Ta Van Village, for about 500 metres from the river, or 300 metres from the river. Just having a coffee. It's a Vietnamese coffee there. It's probably just a little bit more expensive here, but it's quite rare, just over $1. Quite nice with the condensed milk. A few other Vietnamese tourists. So this Ta Van village is a lot more touristy than what I've been walking through. But I just wanted to say I thoroughly enjoyed today. As I said, it cost $50,000 to get in, so probably just over $2 US. And from here I'm going to take a motorbike back. I think it's probably about 6 or 7 kilometres back to Sapa, along the hills there. And for that trip I've just organised it for 70,000 dong, so it's probably only about $3 US. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Probably a lot less touristy than I thought, especially along the walk, so quite authentic. Yeah, I really recommend doing it if you come to Sapa. Just on a parting note, I just wanted to show you Sapa town in the evening. This is about 7:30 at night. As you can see, there's fog everywhere, mist. This is probably the centre of town pretty much. You have some coffee shops and restaurants scattered around. But yeah, I think it's like this every night. It was like this last night. The mist sort of comes in about, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe even a little bit earlier. Also, I forgot to tell you that, how long it took me to do the trek. It was all up. I left at 11:30 and I arrived at Tavan about 3 o'clock, so 3.5 hours. Only stopped briefly about 4 or 5 times. I'd probably recommend if you went probably about an hour earlier, and just take your time along the way. But it was very enjoyable. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.